This is going to be the biggest crash in world history, and it's coming this October.
I think it's the biggest pension fund in America is going broke. Now, that means firefighters, school teachers, public servants, they're all toast. They're all like my poor dad. They're going to find out the government screwed them. They trusted their pension would be there, and it's going to go bust. The biggest bust in the history of the world is coming up. It's pensions. It's a big, big market because they're into everything. They're into all the buildings and REITs and bonds and all this stuff. Pensions are everywhere. So this is the most important program. If you're a baby boomer or if you have parents who are baby boomers, watch this program. My concern is it is the end of the American empire. And very simply is because our Federal Reserve Bank, our Treasury, and our government has messed up the U.S. dollar so much that they have to find a way to keep people happy. And so they want to just, quote unquote, print money, which they are doing. So just remember this, that money comes from production. And when we pay people not to produce, we just pay them not to revolt. And that's what happened during the Roman times. And what happened at the end of the Roman Empire, the leaders of Rome debased the currency. They were taking silver coins and gold coins, they were filing them and melting them and doing all these goofy things. They were fighting wars, we're still fighting wars. And they started taxing the worker. And back in Roman times, the worker was the farmer or the yeoman. And so that's why I say it's the end of the American empire, because our money is corrupt. Now, would I take the money? Absolutely. We're talking about it. Don't fight the government. Don't fight the Fed. Don't fight politics. If they're going to give me $1,000, I'll take it, but I would convert it into either gold, silver, or Bitcoin. The biggest stock market crash is on us now. What is going on in the world right now has never happened in the history of the world. I knew our leaders were screwed up, but not this screwed up. So the crash is bigger than I thought. So in March of 2020 was the biggest crash in world history of the stock market, but nobody knows anything about it because everybody's quarantined at home thinking about coronavirus and social distancing and wearing face masks. So people are missing out on one of the biggest catastrophic cash heists in the history of the world. They don't even know what's happening. Now, the good news is I'm going to make a fortune. This is the best time if you're ready for it. So I want you guys who are sitting at home, licking your wounds and wondering when you're going to go back to work and they can get you lattes and cappuccinos and pizzas. Just know you might be missing one of the biggest opportunities in the history of the world because our governments have really screwed up. I won't talk about conspiracy, but something's fishy about this corona crisis. Why did they have to shut down the whole damn world? And I think it's because they're covering up something very, very big. How can you shut down the whole world economy? And it's the reason that's really good news is because both the Fed and the Treasury, they're supposed to be separate, but they're now scratching each other's back, which proves they were never separate at all. And most people, that doesn't make any sense to them. And that's why this is probably the most important program, but it's not. See, most people just watch the stock market. That's all they watch. They don't know much about the home prices in their neighborhood. And that's not good enough. What does the future hold? So right now, when you look at the future, the baby boomers are old guys. They've had they're the first generation, I think, to have a 401k because we came off what's called defined benefit pension plan and went to a defined contribution, which is the 401k or IRA or SEPs. So the baby boomers for the first generation to be hanging with their butt out in the air right now. And if the market crashes, they're gone. Whereas my parents' generation, the World War II generation, they had a defined benefit pension plan. That's like what Ford still gives out, I think. So if the market crashed, Ford still made sure you got a paycheck for life. So the baby boomers, you're screwed. Listen to this program now. And if you're the kid or child or grandkid of a baby boomer, you better listen up too, because you don't want grandpa and grandma moving in with you when they get wiped out in this next crash. But if you're feeling bad, this is your program. If you're worried about what's going to happen to moi, this is your program. So we're here to save your soul and your checkbook. So let me show you what's happening in the world economy today. You don't have to go to Harvard. You don't have to go to Oxford. This is called economics. It's called bubble economics. What's happening in the world today, and this goes all over the world, every country is doing this right now. Rather than paying their bills, they print money. And the economy stays safe for a while, then it goes down. Then, so in 2000, it crashed. But did they fix the problem? No. In 2008, it crashed again. Did they fix the problem? No. Now, you have to go to Harvard or Yale or Oxford or Princeton to know what's going to happen next. What it does, it makes the real estate market hot, makes real estate hot, it makes the bond market hot, but it's based on bubblenomics. You don't have to go to college to know this. So today, the United States has Social Security is going bust, teachers' pensions are going bust, state pensions are going bust, Social Security is bust, Medicare is going bust, and what's the United States doing? So, let me ask this question. What's going to happen if we keep going? They just cut the interest rates again a few days ago. So what's going to happen? That's what's going to happen.